Cheyanne Harris failed in her responsibility as a parent. She failed little Sterling. She violated the trust that Sterling placed in her as her mother.
Chickasaw County 911.
The ambulance sent out here.
It's a scene straight from a nightmare.
What I took away was the pain and the trauma of the first responder. That person's life is never going to be the same again.
Were you at any time during someone's life aware that was the condition of being dead?
Zach said it's not my fault.
Zachary Koehn, a father of 2 young children, calls 911 and reveals a terrifying discovery.
Okay, what's going on?
Around 9, my girlfriend went to feed our son, and then about 11 or 11:30, she went to check on him, and he was gone.
Gone meaning?
He died.
It's this statement that would begin the investigation into the death of 4-month-old Sterling Koehn, who would be found dead in his swing.
She went to check on him, hadn't heard him cry or whatever, and he passed away.
It's particularly interesting what Koehn says about the potential cause of death.
I don't know if it's sudden death syndrome or what.
Zach's comments about sudden infant death could be a viable consideration. Whenever somebody loses a child, especially a young child like Sterling, that's something that we would consider.
Police, though, need more answers.
Do you remember putting Sterling in the swing?
Every time it was straight liquid.
Okay.
I actually had a diaper where there was no in it, and I was amazed.
Yeah. How could you tell when he was uncomfortable?
Pause, I guess.
Okay.
That's pretty much all we could do.
Harris explains the moments leading up to finding Sterling dead.
So Nala wakes you up around noon. What happens next?
I got up and changed her diaper, went to the bathroom myself, fed her, and then I got her set up in the living room to watch a movie for a little bit.
What did you feed her? Do you remember?
Cookies.
That's okay.
And I started thinking. It's been a while since I heard from Sterling.
What happens next?
I got up and found him. And what you woke up Zach.
Calloway goes through different possible scenarios.
No illegal drugs in the house or no medication that you know of that Sterling could have gotten into or found or ingested.
While crossing off these potential options, what does become clear is something feels a bit off.
When you found Sterling, did you take him out of the swing, or is he still in the swing?
He's still in the swing.
Okay. Well, just tell me, Sterling's schedule.
He normally was able to sleep through the night with no problem.
Okay. Where was Sterling?
In the next bedroom in the swing.
Okay.
Is it possible that this couple just accidentally forgot about their baby son in his swing?
Would that have been, around what time would that have been when you got him the bottle and changed him?
I'm honestly not sure what time.
When was Zach's last contact with Sterling?
I'm not sure.
How exactly could that happen? This becomes all the more complicated when you dig into the lives of Harris and Koehn.
Overall, Zach and Cheyanne, they were just an irresponsible couple. They would do together. They came together based on their drug use, not love. She continued to use after Sterling was born. When Sterling was born, they found in his blood. Cheyanne has been a mother before, and so she should have known how to care for her child. Their friends would come over, but they had no idea that they even had a baby. So overall, these were 2 people who were not proud to have a small baby.
Does he help you at all with child care? Zach?
No.
The issues in their parenting became even more apparent when we learned about Sterling's birth during a party.
Spend all day trying to go to the bathroom. Cramps got worse and worse and worse. Pushing feels not the way that it normally does. I go to stand up and there's a bullet. And I'm like, oh my God, there's a f***ing head. So I sit back down on the toilet, scream for Zach. He came out in the water and he was just, eyes popped open, he was just staring at me.
Oh.
We wrapped him up and waited for the ambulance. I can't help but feel that I could have done differently, or that I should have checked on him more.
Is it unusual to go that long without checking?
He always lets me know when he needs something, so I didn't think anything of it.
Sure.
And Sterling's room seemed to be fine.
How warm was the room?
It was comfortable, and it didn't seem too hot to me.
Yet it soon becomes clear that things aren't adding up, and that the couple, who struggled with substance abuse, hadn't checked on Sterling for quite some time. There's something else to know about Sterling's death, something that would make this case stand out from many others. Sterling wasn't just found dead in his swing, but his room was in fact extremely hot and smelled of urine. And one of the most disturbing revelations, the infant's diaper was filled with maggots.
Sterling was taken to our state medical examiner's office where an autopsy was done, and cause of death was denial of critical care, and the manner of death was considered homicide.
How did the child stay in a swing for 2 weeks without diaper being changed, anyone checking on him? That's just beyond the pale.
According to the autopsy, Sterling died from a combination of malnutrition, dehydration, and an E. coli infection. Ultimately, both Koehn and Harris were arrested and charged with first-degree murder and child endangerment. In a case with such horrid details, many wondered, how could the defense explain this away? Well, Zachary Koehn himself tried to do just that when he took the stand.
You said several times in cross-examination that you was trusted them all first. Who was that person was trusted?
Cheyanne Harris, the mother.
Were you at any time during Sterling's life aware that that was something that they could be dead?
No.
That child's mother, Cheyanne Harris, failed in her responsibility as a parent. She failed little Sterling. She violated the trust that Sterling placed in her as her mother.
They didn't have anything to show that she had actual hate for this child or any reason to suspect that she wanted the baby to die.
Both Harris and Koehn were sentenced to life in prison, and at the time of this taping, each of their appeals have been shot down.